Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. This is going to be part one of a water check. It's going to be roughly half of the day's check. There's going to be some land animals in there. There's going to be some water animals in there. Part two of this video will be coming out on Saturday, so stay tuned for that. Obviously, if I got enough to split it into two parts, there's going to be a few catches for you guys to see. Enjoy the video. Welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors, everyone. Right away in the morning here again, we're just packed up, ready to go. Nothing really new or changed in the truck this morning. Running the same gears yesterday. Yeah, I guess that's about it on the truck. Like I said, I think we're gonna run the line kind of status quo, except for I'm gonna pull one raccoon set here early on the line. It's the one where the big raccoon was underneath the culvert here a week ago probably now. I just got to walk down a real steep rocky bank, and like this morning everything is wet. It was a heavy dew last night, even before I got done skinning at 8 o'clock last night. I mean, like, it actually fogged up the inside and outside of my windows on both my side-by-side and my pickup. So heavy dew last night. The grass is going to be slippery there. And it just takes me... I'm just trying to be a little more efficient on the line, I guess, is all I'm getting at. I have a conibear in the bottom of that draw, and I have a dog proof on the other side of the road, and I can see both of those from the top of the road. So pulling one set there, I still got two sets there to check. I feel pretty good about that. And I also feel like I probably have thinned the numbers down. I mean, I've caught 3 raccoons and a skunk out of that ditch right there already. So the two sets I still have working, I think will have me covered for any animals that are going through there. Otherwise, yeah, the rest of the line, we're going to run status quo today. I don't plan on pulling any more muskrat sets. I don't plan on pulling any more coyote or raccoon sets. We're going to run it as it is and kind of see timeline what that ends up looking like. It's almost flat calm. I don't know if you guys could really tell, but it's foggy out here. It was worse earlier, but it's clearing up a little already. So I don't know what that did to any animal movement. It got a little bit colder last night than it has the last couple nights. It was down, it's right about at freezing right now. I'm surprised there actually isn't frost with as wet as everything is, but yeah, it's like 33 degrees, or may even went down a little now that I've been outside. But yeah, so a little colder night. Again, I don't know what that's going to do to catches. Cooler nights might slow down the raccoons and skunks, but typically the canines moving around a little more on a cold night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, that's all I got for this morning. Like I said, I think we're ready to go. We're going to get the truck fired up and be on our way. Let's get out on the line. All right, everyone. We're quite a ways through the line, to be honest. We're just about to the first water sets, but we made ourselves a catch here on the land line. This poor guy sticks out like a sore thumb. You can see how everything's kind of dark and damp or whatever, and this guy's like almost like he's glowing out here. So when I'm up on the road over here, I didn't even need binos. I'm like, oh, there is something setting in that set. I looked with the binos just to make sure, but yeah, he was kind of setting up just a little bit, had his head kind of poked up, you know, like, oh yeah, that's definitely a coyote. So the funny thing is over here, there's this barn, and then I got a couple coyote sets out by these two trees, but behind that barn, I have a couple dog proofs, and I caught a raccoon early and a skunk like a couple days later. Today, both of my sets were knocked over. Looked like they'd been played with. The golf ball is completely missing. I didn't even find it, so I put a different one on there, but it looked like I couldn't tell if it's deer tracks in the soft dirt or it almost looked like dog tracks, but bigger dog tracks, like that big, you know, way bigger than any coyote like this is gonna put out there. So I don't know if somebody's house dog, because there is a yard here, there is another bigger farm over this way. If their dog come and mess with my sets, or if it was a coyote or a deer, I just couldn't tell. In the, you know, the dirt is soft enough, you just can't tell in the tracks. So, but yeah, we got ourselves a nice coyote here, well furred, big dog. So it's kind of interestingly enough that early on in the year it was a lot of pups, and now I'm catching a lot of adults. So I mean, and this guy's got beautiful fur. He's not really mudded up yet, so we're going to get him out of here and keep moving on. Like I said, we only got one little, right over here is where I stashed my animals a couple days, and I pulled a couple of the sets there yesterday afternoon, so I only got a couple sets there to check, but I'm not going to stash today. We'll take this guy for the ride all day long and show him off to anybody that I can see, so... All right, we'll get him out of here. Get moved on. Nice big coyote. All right, guys, on to the second swoop of the morning. First swoop, 8 muskrat sets and a mink set, blanked out. But the first set's in this swoop, so it's a pretty good size swoop. I got 2 sets here and a mink set over behind me, 2 more down here, and then I got a float across the road. But I think we tripled up here. So I got first muskrat of the morning, not a terribly big one, but a decent size. Ooh. Over here in the conibear, kind of a littler one again. And then over here, maybe should have pulled this up, but I'm pretty sure, get my slider, yeah. What I did is I just reached down and grabbed my slider. Oh, so I got a muskrat, but you could see, looks like the dang mink ate the head of my muskrat, and the muskrat is in my mink set. Well, that's a bummer. Well, the mink knows there's bait here, I guess. We're going to take that muskrat with me because I don't want to leave him right here by my mink set. We'll remake the mink set. We'll remake these 2 foothold, or these 2 muskrat sets, and be on our way. Dang you, mink! Well, guys, I'm not happy about this situation here at all. I'm into the next swoop. The 4 sets on the other end. 2 of them were monkeyed with and set off, or 1 was set off, the 110. The other pole set, my bait had been knocked off, the carrot and the sugar beet, both gone. Trap still set. I don't know how in the heck they got up there and got my bait knocked off or stole, but they didn't set the trap off. But this is what I don't like. I got my float, but my trap should be attached right there. But right down there, you guys could see a muskrat floating. So it broke the head of my screw off again over here. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to revamp all these in the off season, put different screws or fasten my trap to them differently than what I have going on now, because this is not gonna work. So what I have is a piece of wire in my side cutter. We're gonna wire this trap back over here to the pole, and then on one of my muskrat poles, I just got a bait clip on there so I can go down and try and hook my trap or the chain or part of anything here. There we go. So there you go. There's my catch. It's a good sized muskrat, but that's still no excuse. It's not that it's pulling even up on the head, it's pulling sideways on there. So I'm not sure how it snapped the head off again, but you know, I snapped one off pulling the trap up the other day. But so we'll wire this guy up to the stake again like I did the other one, and we'll keep moving on. Don't like that at all. Quite a bit slower day on the muskrat line so far, because this is only the 4th one caught now, and I got 20 some sets checked already. So definitely going to be a different day on the line than it has been the last couple, I think. Well, I just set that by that float, so it's gonna be a little slower day on the line. That float is just right down here, about halfway down the slough. But we got our conibear here's got an upside down muskrat, which I'm not sure quite how that works, but there he is. The foothold here has a muskrat in it. Boy, pretty little guys. Yeah, kind of the kicker about that muskrat got ate in the mink set. That was by far the biggest of the 3 muskrats there, and of course he got ate by the mink. So here's the other side of this slough here. The sets on the other end down here were the ones that were messed with, but I didn't have any catches. But over here I could see I got one catch for sure. I could see him from the road up here in my foothold. So there's a muskrat. Gotta get my pole stand there. Oh yeah, I got one here too. And there's a muskrat. Well, so a little slower, but I got 4 for 4 on these sets, so we'll get all 4 of these sets remade and keep on trucking here. Well, it's a slough like this that a guy probably, if I had time, should be adding sets in here, but so we got this slough. I'm only a couple hundred yards down the road from where I had the last ones, but this may be every check, so 4 checks in a row that I have a double here. So come on, spin a wheel. There you go. So 1 muskrat in the foothold. I can see the one in the conibear here, and 1 in the conibear. So that makes another double here. Like I said, you know, some sets, you know, I probably should be adding a 3rd set here or whatever, even, you know, walk over this way or walk over this way and add a couple, you know, a pair of sets in, but we're just gonna keep running what we got out. We're doing good with what we have, so. All right, we're to the next slough here. Kind of got this small little finger and then it opens up to the bigger slough down there. I'm standing on the culvert here. Hopefully I keep standing on it and don't fall off the end. Ugh. There we go, we got a nice big muskrat in a 110. So I have a foothold right over there and it hasn't been messed with. All right, so 1 nice muskrat there. We're just gonna set him here because I already checked the traps on the other side of the road. So I moved my colony trap over to this side of the road to make it a little easier to check. We got my 2 sets out there are still working and have been the last few days, but you can see I got 1 real little tiny muskrat in my colony trap today. So this is the new size I made. It's 8 inches tall by 10 inches, but I have that extra 1-inch gap on the top, and he's biting the hinge point of it, but the door is actually still moving enough. I don't know if I could show you that on camera, but the door will still move enough that I think if another muskrat come, he could still get in there. So I expected high numbers out of this colony trap, not 1 and 4 checks here, but we'll get this little guy out of there and back in the culvert, get that 110 reset over there, and we'll be on our way. All right, guys. I did just have a muskrat and a float over here. I apologize for not filming it, but a gentleman pulled up right when I was getting out of my truck. So we're by this approach here. I have a float on the other side. Foothold's still working, but I see my conibear set off here, and it's got a decent muskrat in there. So a few of these sets did not do well yesterday or didn't have catches even the last 2 days, but then now today they're making catches again. So we're gonna go right over here quick. So I got a mink set in here. We'll see. Oh, that one's still set. So that's about as quick as a guy can check set right there. You just got to look. If your trap's still there, you just keep moving on. But then right here, I got a float on this side of the road. Looks like something's been eating quite a bit on my chunk of sugar beet there. You see the whole bottom's all ate on there and part on that side. There's even a little chunk float right on the float there. But there's a muskrat. So 2 more for the good. We'll get both of these guys out of there, sets remade, and be on our way. All right, we're down to the other end of that same slough. So I just had the muskrat down here in the pole set, and then the floats on the other side of that little approach. But right here I got a conibear, and I got myself a real nice looking muskrat there, a pretty decent sized one. So the foothold set's still working here. We'll get this one remade and move on. All right, I'm on to the next slough here. So I'm to the slough where I pulled the 3 out by that great big muskrat hut. So now I'm to these sets are kind of in the middle here. I think yesterday or the last couple of checks I've had 4 here. Today I only got 1 in 2 of my sets. So both of my footholds. So normally I have my footholds facing like out towards the slough. And both of my footholds have been moved. That side over there, the conibear is still working, but this side here, it is not. So just 1 out of the 4 sets here today, but we'll take it. We'll get this 1 set remade and move on. All right, guys, so perfect example here. Couple right in a row. So I just had the single muskrat right down here in these 4 sets. In the last slough, which is over this way a couple miles, I had a twist off in the foothold yesterday on the south side of the road there. The trap got hung up in the bracket and I had a twist off. Yet today, same trap, same deal. Yoink, trap is out of there. The base of the trap just kind of slides in. It's shaped kind of wonky compared to most of the traps. It's a different brand. So I pulled it and I put a brand new trap there. Perfect example of this. This conibear has been set off. This is the 3rd day in a row with nothing in it. Yoink, it's coming out of here. We're going to put a brand new conibear there. But today, I moved this foothold yesterday because I didn't really like how it was setting here. But I see my carrot is gone. And the trap is gone with a muskrat in there. So we got a muskrat there. I'll lay my pole down. I do have a mink set kind of right over here. It's still working. But on this side of this big culvert, I got a float over here. And I didn't check it yet, but the trap is missing. One of the traps is missing. So the only downside of this float is that I have to do that I have to keep pulling the stake every day to get over here. Ugh. And a good sized muskrat there. That's a big muskrat. He's just caught funky because he's caught by 1 front foot and 1 back foot in that foothold trap there. So we'll get these 2 foothold sets still back working. We're going to put a brand new conibear in there, or not a brand new one, but put a different conibear over there. That trap will go in the needs to be tuned pile. Just can't be checking sets that just keep going off on their own. And I don't know, maybe it got messed with 3 days in a row, but either way, it doesn't have a catch in there, so we're gonna swap it out. All right, we'll get these working, get moved on. I don't know, guys, so I'm in the same slough here. Right over here where this tall tuft of grass is, that's where I got the float and the other sets. I got all that working again. And I got my 2 sets here. I had that raccoon caught on the other side of the road. The first check all these traps. I must have like put this thing right on a muskrat house here, or a den or something, where they're up in the bank, because this whole chunk is just full of all these red weeds. There's some more open water that way, but almost over there might have been a better spot. But I don't know, we've been making catches in these sets every day. They're both set off again today. Oh, that one's just set off with nothing in it. This one here, you know, and it doesn't feel like there's runs or nothing, but there you go. Ooh, just a little tiny guy. So little small muskrat, he's caught by both back legs in there. So that makes 4 muskrats out of this slough. not having to walk out over there and not worrying about the sets over here almost cuts my time to sioux down by half, to be honest with you. So we'll get this guy out of here, get both these remade, get on the road. Well, that is the tail sign of a catch. So I'm in this sioux here. I got 2 sets here and 2 over there. I've been doing doubles in these sets pretty much every check, but that foothold is still set. But we got ourselves a little muskrat on this one here today. All right, we'll get this guy out of here. Like I said, I got a couple more over there and a mink set to check. So, all right, we're to the next sioux. It's a decent sized sioux. There is a hut over there, one over this way. And see, my bait is gone off of my foothold over here. Again, these two are kind of sketchy to get out here, and this sioux is deep, so a guy doesn't want to fall. The conibear's got a muskrat in there, but my foothold is still working, but both of my bait is gone, so not sure. Again, that's the second time this has happened this morning where my bait is gone, but the trap ain't set off, so we'll get that one rebaited, this one reset, get moved on. A little slower day on the muskrat line, but you know, you just can't catch 50 every day, I guess, over and over in the same sioux. Eventually you're gonna thin them out a little bit. All right, guys, I apologize for the audio on the last clip. I don't think I had my mic turned on. So I ended up having 3 sets down there that had muskrats. One on each end of the culvert and trail sets, and then one on the floats. So nice to get 3 there. So these sets have been monkeyed with quite a bit. This one here, I've been having a hard time keeping this 110 set. But today it's set off, but it's got a muskrat in there. And then this foothold, I don't think it's been messed with the whole time these sets have been in here, but there you go. So a double over here, so that's 5 out of this sioux. So one of the better sioux today, because honestly the line's been a little bit slower, which is not a bad thing either, I guess. I mean, still making plenty of catches. So we're in the probably mid-20s now, if not a few more muskrats. So we'll get these 2 sets remade and keep moving on. Things they never tell you when you start trapping. You want to catch muskrats? Just make the best mink set you can make, and you're going to catch muskrats. But with that said, we got a triple here. All right, so I got this culvert going onto the road. Normally I check them from that side, but I got to be on this side to take care of this muskrat in my mink set over here. But we got a trail set right here where they're going kind of underneath this culvert this year. This looks like a giant muskrat. Oh, it is a big one. Get that, there you go. Get the cattails off them. So I don't know what it is about these particular sets, or if it's trail sets in general, but I typically catch larger on average size. Okay, right here, there's a live muskrat. So I got my portable pocket here. I got it staked down over here in the water. Not that it was going to drown a mink, but it would, you know, at least hold him here. But, and then right here, I have another trail set. That one's not as big, but it's still a pretty darn decent sized muskrat. And then, yeah, like I said, we got a great big pissed off one over here in my portable pocket in my mink set. So I guess the only thing I can think of is just at least it's not a muskrat in there that been ate by a mink again. So that'd be kind of a kick in the shorts. But we'll get all three of these remade here. 3 nice big muskrats at this stop. So 3 traps, 3 rats. Can't ask for much more than that. All right, guys, we're just a few sets down from where I just had that triple on the muskrats. Let's see, this would be the 3rd coyote set since then. And I said a coyote set, but that's not a coyote. But there is some significance to this little guy. He is ferocious. That right there is the 42nd raccoon of the year, if my count is right. And that ties my season best. So let that sink in. So I've caught 42 raccoons this year. I've did that one other year. That was the highest number I've ever caught in one season, is 42. And there he is. I believe I'm on the 13th check, and I got 42 raccoons caught already this year. So, yeah, I don't know. So tied a season best for me right there. We'll get him out of here. I had a raccoon caught in this set early. Then I had a big coyote caught in here a couple days ago. So I'm a little surprised this little raccoon wanted to mess with the set after that big male coyote was in here. But he is just ferocious. But, all right. We'll get him out of here. Get the set remade. Keep moving. Again, we're making okay time through the line again today. So 42 in a season. You know, and I've mentioned it befast. Or, you know, I mentioned in other videos this year that, you know, I struggled last year, struggled mightily to catch raccoons. I only had 9 all season, and I don't even know how many of them were caught in coyote sets, but a decent number of them. I couldn't catch one in a raccoon set, and I mean, obviously I got this one in a coyote set too, but man, to go from a season where I couldn't hardly catch a raccoon to I can't hardly keep them out of my sets this year, so I don't know. It's going to take a minute to let that sink in. Either way, we'll get this guy out of there. He's done a pretty good job because he's back foot caught. He's made a heck of a catch circle, almost bigger than that coyote had. So got lots of debris for my trash pile type set. And all right, let's get him out of here, get moved on. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first half of this check. This is part 1 of the video. Part 2 is going to be coming out on Saturday. Stay tuned for that. There should be just as many catches as what was in this video. So you're going to definitely want to stay tuned for that. Otherwise, tight chains, guys. We'll see you out on the line.